Hello and welcome to the Stephen J. SportsCast. This is episode 7 and our season finale. And on this episode, we are going to talk about a few things, some of them being the NHL Finals, the NBA Finals, a little bit about Nate Robinson and what he's doing now, talk about a little MVP talk, and a little bit about new rules for the New England Patriots. And you'll only hear it here on the Stephen J. SportsCast. Hello and welcome to the Stephen J. SportsCast. This is episode 7 and the finale for season 1. I am DJ Chef Steve, and this is the amazing Jay. How was your week this week?
Good. Saturday marked the 1 week mark until I get married, which now is officially down to 5 days.
And how you feeling? You sweating yet?
No, not yet.
No, okay, perfect. Wait till Friday, right?
Yeah, wait till Friday night at the bachelor party.
And then you'll be worrying.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And your wedding is Sunday, right?
Saturday.
Oh, Saturday. I'm sorry. Saturday. I was a day late.
Yeah. Saturday night, 6 o'clock. So I'll have all day to recover from Friday night's shenanigans.
If I show up, it'll be 2 days, but all right. With that being said, it's time to bring on our first guest, and that is Kevin Kirksey. And he is from the Greater Hartford Pro-Am Youth, and we're gonna learn a little bit about him today. How you doing, Kevin?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good.
Me on the show.
Thanks for having us, thanks for coming.
Not a problem.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us how you got into basketball, and tell us a little bit about what you're doing today.
Wow, that's a long story. Basically, I got into basketball when I was about 8 years old. I was a little kid. I was staying in. I lived in East Hartford, but I frequented my grandmother's house, which was in Hartford.
Yep.
And across the street, hello Hebron Street, but across the street was a guy named Norman Bailey. Now, it's a lot of people that might not know who Norman Bailey is. I invite you to Google him. He was one of the first or one of the top players to come out of the UConn basketball program. Mm-hmm. He was a Northwest star, and I'm talking about him on my interview. But he always had a basketball around him, and I just liked the stuff that he would do on the street when he would come through. When I moved to Windsor, I met my uncle, meaning I met my uncle, great friend, found out connections throughout the family or what have you. And he taught me the game of basketball like when I was 7, 8 years old. He had a wooden hoop in the front yard, and I would wake up every morning, like on the weekends at about 7 o'clock in the morning, knock on his door and ask him, can you teach me how to play basketball? And he would always get up and bring me outside, and we would practice for about, till about 2 o'clock. It got to the point where my dad was like, don't go down there to Uncle Bill's house knocking on his door. And wait until he gets up, and I still would go, So right. I just fell in love with the game from that point. And my dad calls me a basketball junkie, but it's a lot of people that might know more about basketball than I do. I really love the game.
That's awesome.
Definitely. It's definitely nice having a influence. Yeah. Growing up to definitely start a basketball
I had
career.
Some good ones. I had some good ones. That was just the start.
Yeah. That's awesome. So tell us about what you're doing today with basketball.
Oh, goodness.
Greater Hartford Pro-Am.
Well, in 1996, I guess a year before that, I was going to school in Virginia. I went to Norfolk State University, and when I came home, I was noticing that there were no basketball leagues in the area. Mm-hmm. And I would complain about it, but not complain. It only took one time for the right person to hear it. So one day I was around my pop, and I was like, it's ridiculous how there's no basketball around here to play. Like, we had places to go, but I wanted something that was in the gym. You had a lot of leagues that were outside, but I wanted something in the gym. Yep. And he said something that I thought was real slick at the time, like, well, are you going to complain about it, or are you going to do something about it? And I looked at him like, how dare he insult me? Yeah. But I took it as a challenge, and I decided that I was going to start what I call like a barbershop league. So I got about 8 teams together, and set up on a gymnasium in our neighborhood, LP Wilson. I grew up playing basketball in there, and lasted for, it was about, I think it was a 9-game tournament or something like that we did during the week, like every Wednesday, maybe Monday and Wednesday. And my partner Peter, who was just one of my close friends, he came to me. He was serious. Like when he came to the gym, he had his team and he had uniforms. And every time they were done, like they Miralex trucking, like he would have them dry cleaned. Like
it was the finals every time.
It was serious. It was serious. Yeah. So after that ended, he came to me. He's like, Kev, remember when we were in Virginia? There was a pro-am out there. It was called the Hampton Roads Pro-am. It was directed by a gentleman named Wayne Hoffler. He said, I want to do that here. Bubba Chuck, you guys know who Bubba Chuck is?
Negative.
No.
I'm the guy. Okay, so
the encyclopedia.
So the Hampton Roads Pro-am was in the Virginia Beach area, what have you, and they would have guys like, if you remember, Maryland's Joe Smith, Wake Forest, Tony Rutland, and Allen Iverson played in that league.
Yeah.
I know one person.
Joe Smith was Maryland's, he was something special.
Yeah.
Joe Smith was something special. And Tony Rutland was at Wake Forest. He was tough. But Allen Iverson is Bubba Chuck.
Okay.
Allen Iverson's name came from his mom has 2 brothers. One of them named Bubba. The other one's name is Chuck.
Yeah.
Chuck lives out here.
Okay.
So she combined the names and we call him Bubba Chuck. Well, anyway, he said, let's start that league here. You want to do it? You went to school for marketing. Well, I was like, I'm with it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So we started hitting the streets and going to different places, trying to get sponsors, radio stations, lawyers, and it was tough. It's still tough now, but it was tough because everyone wanted to know, well, who you got playing?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, we asked Ray Allen, we asked Marcus Camby, we asked Vin Baker.
Yeah.
Well, who's gonna play? Well, we asked, we're making a platform. We can't make anyone do anything.
Right.
So it was a struggle to get like big sponsors or just sponsorship period in the beginning stages, just because it was so new and no one had really thought about what we were trying to do on the scale we were trying to do it. So, difficult times, we tried to figure that out or what have you, and we've been growing, and now it's 2016, and we're on our 19th year. This is our 19th year.
Awesome.
The struggle continues.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's tough, but what you have to realize is there are certain things that are needed.
Yeah.
And when there is something needed, you got to fight for it.
Right.
You got to fight for it. And you might think, and we plenty of times thought that we were by ourselves in this fight. We had our family members looking at us crazy, our girlfriends looking at us crazy. Like, what are you doing? Because we were putting so much energy in trying to develop something that no one had really done like we were trying to do it. There was something that was going on in the New London area. I won't say, well, we reinvented the wheel, obviously, because we had got it from someone else who had enough wherewithal and patience to kind of hand over the blueprint on how to do it. He believed in us, and Pete went about what he needed to do, and I went about what I knew how to do, and we tried to form like Voltron, so to speak, to put something together that people didn't understand. And I tell the story, when we first started, it was about 30, 40 people in the stands. And that was literally the girlfriends and the kids.
And their friends.
Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but just like you're trying to do your thing. So I'm very proud of you. It's hard work to try to just upstart anything. I encourage people, what you're doing now, I encourage people to, embark on a dream, and that's basically what we did. We had an idea, or he had an idea, and I bought into it 110, 15%.
Yeah.
And we've been steady chugging along to where we're still fighting for recognition corporate-wise,
Yeah.
recognition,
Yeah.
city-wise, and
Yeah.
it's a small tug of war. We've been in Hartford, we've been in several different gyms. We had to go to Waterbury.
Right.
I'm hearing New Haven wants us. I'm hearing Hartford might want us. You know, Waterbury wants us. So it's good to feel wanted, but I'm from Greater Hartford.
Right.
And you think after all those years, you think someone would give you the recognition, and some company or place would step up and take the initiative, because it's a great thing.
Well, thank you, I appreciate it. And maybe I would hate to sit anywhere and sound scorned, because I'm not. Maybe our blessings haven't come. Like, we've been blessed. I have lived an absolute dream. You understand what I'm saying? I've been able to coach some wonderful players, be around some wonderful guys, NBA players. Like, I coached on the Hartford Civic Center court. Like, these are wonderful things. You understand? I've met some guys that I really respect in the professional ranks and become, pretty good friends with a lot of them. I didn't grow up with them, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but anyone you meet, that's very exciting.
Yeah, so, when you run across somebody and they're like, hey, Kev, how's everything and what's going on and when is the summer league and this and that, that feels good. I don't want to say it's over.
So when is the summer league?
Good question. What I do know, I have a lot of information for you guys with your questions. What I do know is we'll begin play June 29th. That's the target date of when we're going to play. Okay. The question you don't need to ask me is where it's going to be.
So I'll just put that one back in the pocket.
No, I'm not positive where that's going to be. Pete's working hard with the city, and the higher ups are trying to coordinate what's the best way or whatever. It's a lot of stuff that we thought was going to happen last year that may not have happened. From probably both ends. I'm not positive, but there's always a chance that we will be in the Greater Hartford area. I would love to go back to the Sports Science Medical Academy again. I love that gym. I love the atmosphere in there. I think that's the second best place to have been. Since we were, originally at Fox Middle School. We call that the hot box. Like, literally, you could be sitting right there and the whole play happened right at your toes. It was just so like in your face. So, we've been at a Classical Magnet. So whatever we need to do, we try to do it. And I would always not argue with Pete. We got to stay in Hartford, but. And the thing that you got,
I agree. I think that's awesome, especially staying in the area where you grew up and where and a lot more connections there, and a lot more people you can bring out.
Absolutely,
and it helps out the community too. It's a little of everything.
You're right, because the community is what we want to help our community. It's a lot of things that are negative that are happening to our kids every day, and it's because. They say, well, there's nothing to do. There are some good youth programs around. There are.
And I'm sure it's not that you don't want to help other communities, but you want to help out where you grew up, where you...
Frank Sinatra said, you can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
Yeah, right.
I want to make it here first.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that 110%.
But the thing is that I don't know how I'm viewed or what have you. I'm not an activist. I don't march the streets, but, I would think that I would be viewed as a type of community leader or, a community promoter. I do basketball. I don't try to kumbaya people. You understand? If I can kumbaya you or kumbaya tata, it's going to be through the vehicle of basketball. But either you're going to recognize that I'm a businessman, or you're going to recognize me as a community guy where we develop a relationship. Business relationships are one thing, and then doing business is completely different. So once like you guys giving me a call, I would be stupid not to come. And I want to let you know that you're gonna have a lot of respect from your peers. Anybody that says no, they're not wanting to come or what have you, they're idiots, because you guys are you're trying, and this is cool.
It's a lot of fun.
Right.
You meet some
nice
people,
and I love it.
And like I've told him, with it being on a Monday, it's like a great way to start the week. On a positive note.
And it is. And the thing is that's what I would want. I would want someone to call Peter or myself up and say, all right, the season's over. What gym do you want to be at next year?
Yeah.
Like, tell us that. What do you need? What do you need to make your the league better for the community?
Right.
We'd like a wood floor. We'd like this. We'd like that.
Right.
That is a business relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Not,
Absolutely.
this may cost this, like that might cost that. Like, I get it. Everybody has bills to pay, but then we're doing business. So if I'm doing business, say you want to buy a car. You go to buy the car, you go to the deal and you say, listen, this is how much money I have.
Right.
They're like, nope, you can't buy it here. It's like, okay, thank you. I'm going to go to the person that wants to work with me.
Absolutely.
So if you treat me like a businessman, then I'm going to take my business where it's feasible for me to do business there.
Absolutely.
But if we're having a business relationship, then you're going to bend, I'm going to bend to
You
do
both,
the best
you work
that we
together.
can.
It's not all one-sided.
Absolutely.
Or shouldn't be.
Yeah. Well, that's the dream.
Yeah.
That's the dream. So, that's
absolutely.
what we wrestle with.
Yeah.
But that's what's going on with that. So hopefully we can kick that off and hopefully be in Hartford. If not, then there's an opportunity again for us to be in Waterbury, and it's going to be hard for us to deny that opportunity.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Definitely got to whatever to keep things going.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on with the program. As far as what I do with GHPA Youth, I guess one of the things that I have to say before I do anything is I in 2008 or 2009 I experienced liver failure, and the doctor basically was like, you need a liver transplant immediately. Like, you only have 10% of your liver left. And I guess when you hit rock bottom, you have time to reflect.
Yep.
And going through the ordeal, learning patience, having to sit and wait to get on the transplant list and things of that nature, I came up with the idea. Program's doing pretty good. I've done not everything that I can, so to speak, but we've established enough to where it's international. The shorts are everywhere, and people know every summer I want to play in the Pro-Am or something like that. So it's not, I don't have to work so hard trying to reach out to people. It was like pulling teeth almost at the beginning.
Yep.
Come play in our league. Come play in our league. Why? So it's not that anymore. It's kind of the place if you're, it's earned the reputation that it's good basketball. I'd like to think that we're the best Pro-Am summer league in New England. If there are more than us, then I don't know, but it's my job to try to put the best talent on the court that I possibly can. So that we can keep that moniker or that reputation. But with that being said, I decided that, we brought in one out here. We were in Philadelphia and I had met Half Man, Half Amazing, Shane the Dribble Machine, the pharmacist, like High Octane. I met all of these guys during All-Star Weekend, and Peter and myself, I said, Pete, look, we met and he did what he had to do on that end, I did what I had to do, and the next thing I know, they're coming to Keeney Park, Hartford.
Yeah.
And that rumor spread Hartford probably about an hour to an hour and a half before they got there.
Yeah.
And when we got in the park and the N1 bus pulls up, because it drove right through the park, pulls up and everybody jumps off and the park is filled.
Yeah.
It's miniature Rucker in there. You understand? Like the whole court is surrounded. The kids that were talented or what have you, they're trying to go against them and things like that. It was a lot of love.
Yeah,
we ended up establishing a relationship with those guys. So it's a lot of stuff that we've done over the times to where is we've gotten here by introducing. I used to throw N1 tapes out. Remember the mixtapes?
Yep.
We used to get those and throw them out in the crowd. Like it was just amazing. Like whenever something basketball oriented came, we were the ones that kind of distributed the information or what have you, to whereas it's gotten to, I don't have to deal with that anymore because it's already popular. Let me try to work with the kids that think that basketball is just N1.
Right.
Let's get some fundamentals in them.
Right.
So I started that in 2010 with my head coach, Dawn Gittins, who is like an absolute star when it comes to working with kids or just knowing the game of basketball. She played ball. And both of us was hard-headed, but we had our own little treks. So this was our 6th year doing it, and yesterday, we started a 10 and under group coached by June Walters. He's been in the coaching ranks for quite some time. I know him. He used to do clinics for when I was helping Doc Hurley out. I used to do clinics for him for about 13 years, and I actually ended up starting to help him with doing the tournaments. And the next thing I know, when he passed away, God rest his soul, I waited a couple of years and I decided that high school basketball needed to be back in Hartford, so I started the GHPA High School Basketball Classic, Spirit of Doc.
So, that's great.
Yeah, so these are the things that's going on. But like I said, my 10 and under team, they just won the national championship yesterday. So
congratulations!
That was the highest point of my life coming to basketball was watching those little kids come down, come from behind 15.
That's
fighting
awesome.
their behinds off to win by about 6 points. I'm so proud of them kids. So
that is awesome.
Yeah, so that's where we at right now.
So now that we know you, we're gonna talk a little bit of current sports.
Okay, let's go.
Actually, I was going to say before we even do that,
sorry.
Let's see if our guest picks up.
We're going to call someone, get a little guest on. That
a long time ago, wasn't there a show called This Is Your Life? Like, y'all not about to pull that on me.
So do you remember your first girlfriend? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello.
What up, Doug?
What's going on, man?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Relaxing, waiting for this game to come on now.
Get fresh, Doug.
What's going on with you, man?
Not much. Like I said, we're here with Kevin. Like I was saying this morning, I got him on the show for our last episode of season 1 of the Stephen J show, and I just thought it would be appropriate with you guys winning the Pro-Am last year, doing a little reuniting.
What up, Kirksey? What's up, baby?
What's up, Fresh? How you doing, professional?
I'm good, man. No complaints.
Hey,
No complaints.
Good. Congratulations on winning Defensive Player of the Year. I'm proud of you, baby boy.
Yeah, not too many people, they don't believe I can play defense, but now I got acclimated. So
I know it. I know it. I saw you do a couple of steals just last summer, but one of them, they blew the whistle on you. We needed that steal too, Fresh.
Right.
Hey, man, listen. You ready to get back to work?
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir.
All right, I'll talk to the family. We should be ready to roll out, man.
What's the start date looking like?
The 29th.
The 29th?
Of this month.
Okay. Is it the same amount of games as last year?
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm back in the gym. When I first came home, I took a couple weeks off. I'm back in there, so I'm gonna be ready.
All right, hit them hills, man. You of all people know how hard it is to repeat, right?
Oh, definitely.
Listen, man, I appreciate you, man. I told you at the end of the season, you're a professional now, right?
Right.
What's your name in the city now?
Professional.
Get fresh, girl.
That's awesome.
Kirk, for real, Kirk, she really gave me that name right there.
Yeah, man, you earned it. I didn't give you anything. You earned it all, man. You know how to win. You a winner now, man.
You're right. And I'll carry that with me everywhere I go now.
Listen, straight up and down now, you doing your thing with training the kids and everything. Just pass that on like you've been doing, man. I'm telling you, I know you. You know I know you, and I'm proud of you. Very proud of you, boss. But we'll chit-chat when we're not on national TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see you when you get home, man. Right front and center.
Yes, sir, brother.
All love, pro.
Anyways, so Doug, a couple things before we let you go real quick.
Yep.
Are you still going to Miami next weekend?
Yeah, man. I'm going to be out of town, man, unfortunately.
All right, it's all good. I mean, we got Bo Moore is going to be there, so we at least got somebody. from the.
Yeah, I got some excitement in there. Okay.
Yeah, that is compliments of Bruce Monte with the Connecticut flight team that say they're.
Oh yeah, he's bringing them boys down there.
Yeah,
okay.
he says that he's going to be going and winning this championship this year. I told him.
I love you, Fresh, because I'm over here doing the same thing.
I mean, Bruce usually brings some wolves with him, man.
Yeah.
I told him it definitely wasn't going to be easy playing against my squad, which is the Canbyland squad.
Oh, yeah?
Okay.
I mean, we missing a couple people. Cody Bain's going to be playing with PPF, and
he went back home.
Yeah, and Raheem, he coaches AAU now, so he's got his own thing, but
So it sounds like it should be a little tough. It should be a little tougher this year than it was last year, huh?
Oh yeah, we got Darius Watson. He's got a team in with Danny DeJesus.
Danny.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a bunch of different teams. But the nice part was I was able to get some sponsorship to pay for an hour and a half of gym time at the Basketball Hall of Fame July 2nd.
And who was that?
Oh man, okay, that's what's up.
So we definitely looking forward to that. I guess, and also real quick, you just want to give us a quick overview of what your overseas experience was like this year, just with being able to play with two different teams.
It was two different countries. Last year being in Portugal for the whole season, I got to experience that culture. And then going over to Finland, it was the complete opposite of Portugal. It's so cold up there. It was very cold. It gets dark early, so it's a lot of depression out that way. People are like, they keep to themselves. They weren't really social. But the support for our basketball team, that was great. The fan section, we had a pretty cool fan section. I posted a picture on Facebook. They had like the face cutouts. So that was cool.
Yes, I do remember that picture.
Was it like the blown up ones?
College.
Yeah.
College and stuff, and it's like that was pretty cool. But that league was it was a little tougher than the Portugal one. Personally, it was good to compare one country to another country. I'm starting to understand the European game a lot more. Every country I go to, and it's giving me a better appreciation for the game.
Yeah,
definitely.
Just because like every country, they love their clubs. Like you play for a club, and that's what you represent in that city. So like, you kind of like forced to give your all every time you step on that court. So,
definitely.
From Finland to France, that was another jump. Competition wise.
Mm-hmm.
So that league probably was the most physical league of the three.
Now, would you say any of these other teams that you played against, was it harder than teams you played in college with UConn, or is it about average?
I would say it's more of a style, like a style of play in Europe. It's not really individual games, and like in college, you have one or two guys on each team that really, other guys are going to be taking a shot, so that's going to score the most points every night. In Europe, there's a lot of teams that where like the points per game is evenly spread, so it's like the system of the coach is, if that's what's benefiting the type of players he has, then that team is that team is gonna excel during the season and be one of the top teams in the league. So I wouldn't really say it's too much one-on-one game. Like I said, it's all about the system and learning the European game and having the right guys playing your system.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate the conversation we were able to have with you real quick, and also with Kevin.
Yeah, I know it's fine the whole season I was over there, but how that is time difference and everything.
Definitely, man.
You're going to have jet lag when you get home, boy.
Man, listen, it took me like 2 weeks to adjust when I came back home, man.
You back in town?
Say that again?
You back home?
Yeah. I'm home. I'm right back in Hartford.
I'm gonna call you in a minute. I want you to meet me at the gym. Come holler at the kids. They just won nationals last night.
Okay, so yeah, just give me a call when you get up out of there then.
Definitely, family.
All right.
Red Squad for life, kid.
All right, man. I appreciate you guys, man.
Yeah, thank you, Doug.
Thank you. All right, we'll talk to you later, Doug.
All right, man. Good luck with everything.
All right, bye.
Don't be trying to sneak up on me with people, man. That's my guy.
Right?
That's my guy. I'm proud of him.
Yeah, that's
It's the only professional I have a contact with that I know that you know. I got nobody else.
That's it. We
gonna
stop
work
there.
on that. We're gonna work on
Yeah,
that.
we are. So now that you got the guest, the special guest with you, we're gonna talk a little sports.
Okay, let's go.
And I just want to ask you a couple questions about a couple things. Questions, not even questions, just your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, there's a lot going on with that.
Oh, there's
Yes,
a
there
lot
is.
going on with that. Yes,
right.
there is.
That's right.
So let's talk about Draymond Green and the suspension. Well, what's your opinion right off the bat before we say anything to you? What do you think about it?
I don't like it.
You don't like it. Now, why don't you like it?
It's just bad for the playoffs.
Right?
bad.
No, which is true. So now,
It
is
is
this a
Without getting
businessman
into,
or is this a sports fan?
Both.
Yeah.
Both. That one's easy. It's both.
Yeah.
Because excuse me. It's my gym calling. It's the gym. I gotta answer. I'm not gonna be able to answer. My phone just locked. Excuse me. It's both because everyone that wants to watch the game at its highest peak,
Yeah.
some people might flick back and forth because they
Yeah.
don't think it's gonna be a game. Some people might just have an attitude about it overall, you
Right.
know, and it's I just don't like it because if Cleveland's gonna win, I want to see them go and get that win with the full array
Right.
of talent that Golden State has to offer. Just like last year when people
Right.
were upset that, Cleveland didn't have their full roster.
Right.
Yeah.
It
the
wasn't
injuries.
anyone's fault, but it just happened like that to where it felt like it was an unfair advantage or what have you because, LeBron, regardless if he had to play so
Right.
hard or what have you, it is what it is, but this year was the build up. All right, you have everybody. I look at it. Now, this
Yeah.
is the sports fan. LeBron, you
Yeah.
got everybody you want
Oh,
now.
yeah.
You got your coach, the
Right.
general manager. David Griffin went out and got everybody that you said you
Yeah.
wanted.
So it's
Got-
GM LeBron.
Yeah. Okay, so listen, I'm a GM and an owner. When stuff goes right, everybody gets the credit. When
Yeah.
stuff
Yep.
goes wrong, you get the credit.
It's all your fault.
All your fault. So you have to be able to shoulder that, and not to defray
Absolutely.
from the subject that we're talking about. But
Yeah. So now, if it was regular season, do you think this is an okay punishment or still no? Or is it
Well-
circumstantial because of where we are in the season and it's the finals?
let me say this: I'm getting the tech. I'm getting the tech. I don't even think that there was a tech that was called. I watched the play.
Yeah.
I saw it, this morning. I saw it when it happened.
Yeah.
And I don't believe anyone got kicked out and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And again, I'm here
Yeah.
as a fan.
Yeah.
You're not going to try to be Allen Iverson and Tyronn Lue on
Right.
me.
Right.
And if LeBron is a very intelligent man. Has to be. You're not the
Right.
village idiot. You know what you were doing.
Right.
You step over me, yeah.
Right. A sign of disrespect
Yeah,
right there for one.
But the thing is, not even a sign of disrespect. Like, you actually, in my mind, the Allen Iverson documentary just came out, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it did. I saw it on Netflix.
Anybody that never saw it, didn't they see it? Didn't they see that?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they see that? Like, it's a shame. Tyronn Lue is a head coach, and it's the anniversary of the step over. That's
Yeah.
this year.
Yep.
You understand? It's too fresh in everyone's mind for me not to think that unconsciously or on purpose. You premeditatedly, he's going.
Absolutely.
Stephon Curry, he has some type of picture where he's standing over LeBron, looking down at him.
Yeah.
He's not stepping over him, but a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Yeah.
And Draymond's picture says, "Get the heck up off of me." It's not gonna say, I step over you because I'm better than you or I overpower you or what have you. I'm getting attacked. Yeah. So what they said in the front office, I believe, is that it was they warned him. They warned him, don't do anything close to this. And this is the third time that you've got whatever. I'm getting that one. That's how I feel. It's bad for the game. I'm upset because I want to see if Golden State's going to win.
9 o'clock tonight.
I know we have it at 9 o'clock tonight. So that's my other thing too. Is what do you think about tonight's game? Now, do you think the Cavs are being, they don't have trust in their teammates? The only reason I say that is because LeBron and Kyrie Irving combined 33 out of 36 points in the second half of Friday's loss, and only 5 assists in that second half. Is he just trying to take on, he being, LeBron and Irving, are they trying to take on the whole team's weight and just trying to win it for them instead of making it a team sport, which...
I think it's both.
Okay.
I think it's both. I believe that when you have a team, and this is the thing.
It's a team.
It definitely is, and that's the problem. The problem is Golden State is legitimately a team.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's the problem.
Starters, the bench,
everybody.
The whole
everybody. I agree.
But they were developed as a team.
Yes.
You went and you got people and components, which is fine.
Right.
I remember when the Lakers tried to go get Gary Payton.
Yes, I remember that as a kid.
That was a death blow. They killed. Everybody in the world kind of throws that away in the back of the head. But that was what they were trying to do. We got some money. All of these guys that know how to play the game or what have you. Let's put them together and make this happen. People do not understand that when you have stars, there has to be a collaborative effort to want to buy into something.
Right.
Something.
Yeah, absolutely.
For you to play winning basketball. Right. So, Doug was the best player on his team. AJ Price, the best player on his team. All of these guys, best players on their teams. So I have to sell them something that they believe in to be able to play in cohesion as a team. There's no practices.
No. Nope.
You got to figure this thing out on the fly.
Yep.
So it kind of illuminates to what we're talking about. You go get these free agents. Kyrie Irving was the one gunner. Then LeBron came, but you can't say that they can't play together because when they play against inferior talent, they look like the greatest show on earth.
Right.
When they're up 10, everybody makes 3-pointers.
Right.
But now you go to this West and their bench is 15 deep. You can put somebody from the IR that's in the suit to come on the court.
Yeah.
The rookie, I forgot his name. The rookie comes in he's been there forever.
So who do you think is going to win tonight? Do you think it's over tonight? Do you think it's going to go on?
The funny thing is when Cleveland beat the mess and they beat the mess out of the Warriors, it's the third quarter and I'm looking at the score and I'm looking at the time and I'm like, this is a good game because I get to see if these guys got enough in them to pull off a comeback.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally possible for them.
Yeah.
So I'm watching and I'm seeing and I'm like, okay, well, if they can get it to about 10 with 8 minutes or 5 minutes left in the game, Cleveland is in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I know that they know how to finish. So Draymond is pretty much the nucleus of that team when he's playing like Draymond.
Yeah.
And to have him come out of that game,
right.
Two things is going to happen. Either it's going to incite a riot in everybody that's on that team because they do have guys that can step up. And, Barbosa and guys, I mean, he didn't miss.
Yeah.
But Harrison Barnes is the guy.
Yep.
Harrison Barnes has got to be the guy tonight. If they're going to win, Harrison Barnes has to do everything.
Magic.
He has to make his threes. He has to put the ball on the court. He's going to have to defend LeBron.
So let's say if Cleveland comes into a team overnight and they, fire back tonight.
They have every possibility of winning tonight.
So now no other team has come back from a 3-1 deficit in the NBA Finals.
Not the finals,
Not
but
the
we
finals.
just watched somebody do something close.
Yeah. So do you think Cleveland could win? Do you think they're completely odds are out? Right. Yeah.
I think it's done.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to say it because it just depends on if this guy gets it or not.
Right. So it's
And
really
he
tonight.
hasn't gotten it as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
I don't. People might criticize me or get mad, but I
don't disagree
I
with
look
you.
at LeBron and I just don't think he has a winner's pedigree.
Yeah, right now, no.
You know,
especially
and
now.
he's been in the league forever. He has amazing stats. He's an amazing player, but I
Yes.
believe he's been handed something that he didn't really earn. They gave it to him like everyone was Nostradamus. They could see the future. He's the king. He's this. And he's been living under that his whole NBA career instead of him just being LeBron James and doing whatever he does. You know, and whatever stats he ends up with or whatever he gets, that's what he got. You know, so people handling him the keys to the league or making him the next best next to Michael Jordan. Don't do that. That's tough.
I mean, just throwing it out there, there has been other teams that have made it down 0-3. Most of them have been hockey, you know, which is totally, obviously, a different sport, different game.
It's a different cut, too.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a different cut. But I get it, and you might have some good ones, but it's tough. It's tough.
The other one is baseball. The Red Sox over the Yankees in the 2004 ALCS.
That was a good one. That was
you
a
know,
good one.
and
There was a lot of sick people.
Yeah.
A lot of happy people too. I mean, the Curse of the Babe was over after that, right?
Right.
So that was incredible. But
there has never ever been anything close to that in basketball.
You would have to hand LeBron whatever it is to hand them if they pull it off. You know, but they have to be a team, and the team needs a closer.
Yeah, that's
when
it.
you
It's
need
gotta
a
be
shot,
right
it
now.
has to be someone on that team that you pass the ball and say, "Go get us that basket."
Absolutely agree.
And that's where I have a shortfall with him. You know, I mean, these little guys, Steph, he makes the game human.
Right.
But he's inhuman as he makes the game human. So everybody critiques the stats and all of that. One of the things that I judge a man on or a player on is not the 20 points you scored in the fourth quarter, but the first quarter, but what did you do in the fourth?
Right.
You didn't have to have 20 points, but how many steals did you have? Like what impact did you have on the game, especially in the fourth? You know, so
and I definitely think that's something that LeBron seems to struggle with. It seems like always come playoff time is that fourth quarter.
One time when he got rid of the Celtics, I was very impressed because again, you're 6'8". You're 260 pounds. You run like a deer. Imagine Russell Westbrook's mindset in him.
Yep.
In him. His mindset in him. That's why God doesn't, that would be completely unfair to the whole world. But, he's a big man in a point guard's body. And that's how you have to look at it sometimes.
Well, moving it from a big man to a small man.
Yep.
Nate Robinson. Remember him? Former NBAer. He is in Seattle right now.
Yeah.
And he's trying out for the Seattle Seahawks. NFL team at the age of 32. He always wanted to be a professional football player. He's playing in Israel professionally and went out there and, just wanted to see what he could do. I mean, nothing came out of it yet. They haven't, said anything yet. But, he's out there. He went to school for football, went to University of Washington on a full football scholarship. And then decided, I just want to concentrate on basketball, which is kind of cool. And he did it. He made it. Won 3 slam dunk competitions in the All-Star games. Could you ever imagine him in football?
I can imagine a lot of things, but this isn't like the Chicago Barons or whatever that is. Like Mike did it, and it was minor league, but he was good in football. But they're going. And you're playing defense. It's not like you're going to do running back. I think you're doing cornerback. But I'm more proud to him. Like,
I mean, hey, if you have the opportunity to do something you want.
Yeah.
Well, look at Tracy McGrady. He was
gonna
trying
go
to get
home.
into baseball.
He's going to go home. They're going to send him home. They're going to say thanks. You're a nice novelty. But, like, Seattle wants to win a Super Bowl.
And that's where they are right now. They're not in a rebuild. They're in a let's keep it going. Let's keep the train rolling.
Practice squad, do you want to do practice squad? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like,
I agree. I
don't
agree.
think you're going to get a hat with the 53 men. I don't. I'd like to, see. And if you're willing to go out there and try, hey, God loves a good try. More power to you.
Yeah. Right.
Whatever happens, happens. We just sit here talking about pursuing dreams.
Who knows?
Who's to knock his hustle,
No, absolutely. I think it's awesome that he tried. I mean,
I don't think he'll make it.
No, but I mean, hey, you never know, right?
Give it a shot, kid.
Keep it going,
Yeah, exactly. Who am I to judge?
Yeah. Another thing that happened is that NFL created a new rule because of the Patriots. We're Patriots fans here. I don't. By your look, you kind of look like a Giants fan right about now.
I'm a Steelers fan.
Steelers. Okay, well, you might like this, actually. Hold on. Wait for it. So all the players during practice now must wear a number on their jersey. They used to wear blank jerseys because it would ensue better conversation between teammates. Their communication would be better. They didn't know who was who, where they were positioned. Because, football is mainly their numbers designate their player position, 80s or tight ends. And, and so... Belichick learned this from coaching legend Chuck Noll from the Steelers. And that's where he learned that from. And now the NFL is like, nope, they all have to have numbers on them, and we're going to watch. And their reasoning is to ensure clubs are compliant with workplace rules, and that this will permit the league office and the NFLPA to monitor player participation during on-field sessions.
So what, do they think that it's going to be a dummy in the jersey instead of like coming to practice or something?
Right. So instead of someone coming to practice saying they're Gronk, which not like anybody doesn't know who he looks like or whatever, it's going to be me.
All right.
And
well, I mean,
what's the point?
I don't understand where that's a win, because if you're not practicing, and we're talking about practice, but
practice.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Practice. Like, if the guy is not practicing and you're in football, I remember when I think what was it, for San Francisco or for Dallas, like Charles Haley didn't practice.
Yep.
And they were asked about it, and he was like, but you wouldn't want to get in front of him game day. So it's like, okay, well, next question. I believe that the only way for you to excel on a championship level is to master your craft. And chemistry through 11 men, knowing where the other one is supposed to be and knowing where you're supposed to be, like, you have to be there.
Yeah.
You can do voluntary or OTAs or whatever, but when training camp start, if you're not there, it's going to show on the field.
Right.
It's going to show on the field, because even the greatest athlete, if he's rusty, he's going to get beat by the greatest athlete on the other side.
Absolutely.
If you got any pride, you don't
I don't understand what this matters to the NFL.
That was just foolishness. Something else is going on, and they're trying to get our...
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it has anything to do with Tom Brady's situation or any of that.
I'm
not saying it is.
They didn't say that they were going to weigh the footballs on the field. Like, if you say that, then that's a time thing.
No, I know. I just,
but
retaliation.
that makes no sense.
Yeah, no, I just don't...
And that's not really for New England. Like,
no, right.
That's for everyone, and New England's good. Like, okay, cheat, whatever, but geez, they're good. Like, they are a good football team. They have a great quarterback. They have a great coach. The thing about them is they will push the limits of getting an edge.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's the thing, is they will push the ultimate limits, just like the thing where, what's the guy name? I'm starting not to like him, Harbaugh. He's pushing the limits.
Yep.
He's pushing. He's pushing as hard as he can. And if nobody's pushing back,
he'll keep going.
He'll keep on going, so. And
why wouldn't you?
So I guess maybe that's an attempt to say, hey, we're going to try to do something, but it's too late. That happened. Let it be over with. Move on, and let's get ready for football.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Football, I can't wait for that season to come around.
Yeah, it's coming around the corner.
That's for sure.
Can football wait just a second? I want to enjoy this series right here.
Yeah.
Everybody wants the 7 games or what have you, but
I'm a hockey fan. This. I wore the Whalers jersey in
Ron Francis. I see it.
Yeah, and I wore it for Gordie Howe.
Yeah,
because he just passed away. I don't have a Howe jersey. Yeah, I have his autograph
Number 9.
and all that. Yep, but that's why I wore that one today.
Well, actually, if you look,
you got Whalers colors right now.
Yeah.
I know
that was more Hartford than anything in Hartford in America. You know,
Yep,
so when
absolutely.
I decided to do it,
And then when I saw you walk in, I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I wore the perfect jersey for tonight.
Listen,
Realest
colors.
I know.
Yeah.
And we got these awesome socks from them.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're
that
welcome.
was awesome.
You're
That was
welcome.
awesome. Those
You're
really
very
are
welcome.
matches what I'm wearing right now.
When you come to Pro-Am, I want to see him on you.
Oh, we will. Oh, we will. We will. Well, thank you very much for coming on, Kevin.
My pleasure.
Appreciate
My
it.
pleasure. I enjoyed it.
Hope to meet up with you at the Pro-Am and I'll
Definitely.
do all that stuff.
Definitely.
And that is all for today. And thank you for watching. And don't forget to drink your local beer. Cold Creek Brewery, the official sponsor of the Stephen J. Sportscast.